Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. We got a new pack from Sam Adams today. This is their Gameday Beers variety pack. Now it usually comes out in the spring or just before their spring pack, and it seems like some years it replaces the spring variety pack, and other years they also put out the spring variety pack. I don't know, it also seems like they're going more towards like off-season variety packs. Gameday Beers is one. I'm trying to think of the other one. There's a couple that have come out randomly in between the seasonal variety packs, the 4 seasonals. And I think this is one that they're regularly going to do that with, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see the regular spring pack soon. But in this year, 2023's Gameday Beers variety pack, we have Boston Lager, Golden Pilsner, Cold Snap, and Alpine Lager. Now these are all relatively newer beers besides the Boston Lager, and they are saying here that the Golden Pilsner is new. So I'm questioning that, because we've had it in 6-packs for a little while now as a new beer. And did this come out around the same time as those 6-packs, so it was new, in both packs at the same time? Or is the Gameday Beers a little bit delayed, but because it's a newer variety, they're still billing it as new? I don't know. Does it even matter? Probably not. I'm wondering if there was a delay getting these onto the shelves in my local beer store versus the Golden Pilsner in its own 6-pack. But that's all beside the point. Speculation, which is pointless, and it doesn't prove anything. So the lineup we're going to go with Cold Snap first, because that's at 10 IBUs. Then the Alpine Lager, which is at 18. And then we're going to hit the Boston Lager, which is at 30. And the Golden Pilsner is actually at 32 IBUs. Now, typically you want to go light to dark beers, but when you're dealing with hoppiness and bitterness, you want to go from the lower IBUs to the higher IBUs. And I'm almost thinking that the Golden Pils should go before the Boston Lager, just because they're so close that it's probably not a big difference. And I know the Golden Pils is a lighter beer than Boston Lager, but I think I'm going to stick with the IBU lineup just because. So, Cold Snap first up, and this is a seasonal white ale. We have 10 IBUs. Oh, they've got a little banner on that on the box. It says now smoother and more refreshing. So we've got a slight reformulation of Cold Snap. Okay, not quite the upcoming reformulation of Boston Lager, which has apparently been confirmed that it is going to roll out nationwide soon. I can't remember if they said after the Super Bowl or when, but I got to tell you folks, I am not looking forward to that. Why would you fuck with Boston Lager? Anyway, we'll check it out and we'll find out. I'm going to sit on some regular of the current version of Boston Lagers, so I can do a little compare and contrast when it comes through. But I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. Don't mess with my favorite beer. Yeah, my favorite. I was going to say one of my favorites, but no, it's still my favorite, I think, overall. Anyway. Cold Snap. A little hazy, very effervescent. Lots of bubbles coming up through that. Light yellow in color. Decent head on it. I almost thought I could get hints of citrus even while it was sitting on the table, but no, not so much. Just a general beery aroma, nothing really coming forward. It's almost got like a freshness and a crispness. Crisp, Cold Snap, haha. But just a general beer type aroma, nothing specific coming through. Smooth, crisp, easy to drink. I mean, there's maybe a hint of citrus in there, but just a very slight hint. And generally, just an easy drinking, kind of basic beer, without like that odd skunky beer taste that you get from a lot of basic beers. It's just good. Yeah, crisp, smooth, delicious. I think it's got, I would say, about a medium mouthfeel maybe. It's got some body to it, but not a whole lot. But it's, I don't know, the lightness and crispness of the flavor is almost making me think of a lighter mouthfeel beer, but it's got some body to it. So I'm going to stick with medium on that. Yeah, it's just an overall good, easy drinking beer. I'm going to hit it with a 3 out of 5. On a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average, so 3 is just a slightly above average beer. It's just getting those points because it's, again, really easy to drink. It's going down smooth. It's something you could probably sit back with a full 12-pack of Cold Snap and just enjoy the day. So I'm going to finish this one up, and we're going to move on to the Alpine Lager. Can't believe I had to hesitate there. I knew what it was, and anyway, I think I lost it for a second. Anyway, Alpine Lager's next. All right, next up is the Alpine Lager, which is brisk and smooth. Okay, I guess it's a lager too. The caps are coming off really easy tonight. That's interesting. Lately, I've been having to bend them up pretty good and fight with them a little bit to get them off of there, but that's okay. The beer is still fizzy and fresh, so. Alright. Also a slightly hazy beer. A little less hazy than the last one, but this has got more of a orangish copper color to it. Lots of bubbles still. Also very, very effervescent. Actually mesmerizingly effervescent. Look at those columns of bubbles coming up. I didn't get as good a head on this one. I might not have been aggressive enough with the pour, but it's got a little bit of a slightly smoky aroma to it. Just slightly, though. Overall, just a general beer-flavored beer aroma. Also a nice medium mouthfeel on this one. A little smokiness, hint of, like a very, very faint hint of char to it. Also got a nice, crisp, clean, and cool finish. There's like almost a cooling sensation there as you, at the very end there, at the very end there. It's good. Again, another nice, smooth, easy drinking beer. Other than a hint of smokiness, nothing really standing out. Just a kind of a beer-flavored beer. Again, nothing wrong with those, honestly. I'm hitting the Alpine Lager with a 3 out of 5 as well. It's, you know, it's good, it's solid, it's smooth, easy to drink. Again, it's something you could probably sit down with a full 12-pack of. And I think that's going to be like the theme in this pack. It has been in the past, is they just put a bunch of easy drinking beers in there because it's game day beers. You're supposed to be able to sit and watch a football game with your buddies without having to give you a bunch of shit about, you know, your dark beers, your hoppy beers, your fruit-flavored sours, or any other type of beer. It's just, you know, good, solid beers. And it has a wide appeal that anybody can you know, appreciate. So anyway, another 3 out of 5 on the Alpine Lager. I'm going to finish this one up, and we're going to crack into the Boston Lager. All right, next up is the Boston Lager. And if you've never seen any of my videos before, you probably picked up on this at the top of the video. But if you have seen my videos before, then you don't need an explanation on this one. There are no mysteries here, folks. This beer is great. I will walk you through it here, though. Let's see. There we go. Got a little bit of a whoop. Decent head on that. And kick that off before it gets too noisy. There. It's a small enough house and the furnace is in the hallway, so when it kicks on, you can hear absolutely nothing over the sound of it on the camera. So, it goes off for now. Look at that. Beautiful amber colored beer. There's no stratification of the color. I mean, it does get a little bit darker up here, but you don't see a severe stratification like you do with some other beers. This one's bubbling up really good, nice and effervescent. It is clear, not hazy at all. Not all beers need to be hazy to be good, and that goes for IPAs as well as any other style. The haze is just a byproduct of the way it's made, folks. The haze is not going to make it good. It's a long-standing dispute between some beer people and other beer people. Also, just a nice general beery aroma. I mean, there are some hints of hoppy bitterness in there and some slight sweet notes, sweetly roasted notes, but nothing too crazy. Just a nice general, like I said, roasty and slightly bitter beery aroma into sweetness. Nice medium mouthfeel. A little roasty, a little malty, a little bitter, a little hoppy. Now, I'm going to say something similar to what I said about the first two beers. It's just got a nice general overall beery flavor. Again, getting the roastiness, getting some slight sweetness from the malts, getting a bit of hoppy bitterness, but not too much. There's no one aspect on this particular beer that's standing out that makes it great. It's the perfectly well-balanced, well-rounded, and well-put-together formulation with all of those flavors in just the right amount that makes it a perfect 5 out of 5 beer for me. There was nothing average or typical about this beer. Again, you're not just getting a plain beer-flavored beer. You're getting a beer-flavored beer that has all of the good flavors that a beer should have, all together and in perfect harmony. It's awesome. And I'm really nervous about this upcoming nationwide reformulation. I really hope that they don't fuck it up. Anyway, that's my spiel on the Boston Lager. Always a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. I'm going to finish this one up, and then we'll move on to the fourth and final beer, the Golden Pils. Alright, final beer in this pack is the Golden Pilsner. Again, this is a relatively new addition to the Sam Adams lineup. The fact that they put it in 6 packs as well as this variety pack makes me wonder if this is going to be like a regular release or not. It's probably partly going to depend on how popular it is. Got some bubbles. Fairly effervescent, also clear, not hazy, light yellow, very light looking beer. Lots of bubbles though. And again, very clear, not hazy. Similarly, slightly general beery aroma, just a hint of hoppy bitterness there, but not a whole lot. Nice medium light mouthfeel. Crisp finish. Nice and clean. There's a hint of maltiness, just a nice light maltiness, almost like a weedy maltiness. Pardon. An overall hoppy bitterness, no particular esters coming through, but not a huge amount. I think I've I think the last time I had this, I said it was like having a Sam Adams Boston Lager light, if there was a light version of the beer. Because it's kind of got everything you're looking for in a good beer in a balanced amount, but to a lesser extent than the Boston Lager does. And I know it's Lager versus Pilsner, not necessarily the same style. So there's other differences as well. But again, it's just got a nice grainy flavor. Like I said, a lighter grain, like a wheaty. I don't know, maybe there's some oats in there, maybe corn, who knows. But just a nice, slightly roasty flavor there, as well as a light hint of hoppy bitterness with no particular hop esters coming through. Again, a general easy drinking beer. Like I said, I think I'm right about this pack, that they just wanted a bunch of nice, easy drinking beers with a wide appeal that you can sit down in front of a football game with all your friends and not have anybody bitching about the weird flavored beer. They're all good. They're all decent. The Golden Pills, I think I'm going to hit it with a 4 out of 5 today. It's technically a beer flavored beer, but it's got some flavor in it that you don't get from typical beer flavored beers. And this is one I could see myself replacing, like a Coors Light, Miller Lite, or Bud Light option with, regularly. Like if I just want to sit down and have a bunch of beers on a nice hot summer day, or pretty much any other time of the year, Sam Adams Golden Pills is a perfect beer for that. But anyway, that's just what I have to say about the pack. It's pretty solid, pretty well put together. There's nothing crazy in here, but there's nothing bad either. And it's generally not offensive. And who knows, maybe if you can get your non-craft beer drinking buddies to recognize that there are some good craft beers out there, good from their perspective, maybe they'll be more willing to try something a little more risky in the future. Again, it's a good craft beer starter pack. I think we've done a few of those on this channel. It's craft beer starter packs, Anyway, that's just what I have to say about the beers and about the pack in general. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Love to hear what you have to say about them yourself. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make ssure to subscribe to the channel. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.